Am I trying to slowly transform myself into a Donna Italiana living her best dolce vita in the south of Italy? Yes. Am I trying to become an olive oil magnate that is tending the fields of her olive grove day in and day out? No. Welcome to episode 8 of how I bought my dream beach villa in the south of Italy. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to my channel. Boy, do we have a special one for you today. If you're new here, my name is Anise. I'm an American living in London and I am slowly becoming an Italian Donna. No, not quite. The first villa that we're going to take a look at was a little bit of a sorpresa, a surprise. Some of the villas on my original viewing list, for whatever reason, maybe they were no longer available or maybe the agent wasn't super responsive. One or two of them we never got around to seeing. So Anna, being the property finder extraordinaire that she is, substituted some of those villas that we wanted to see with last minute villas that she was able to find on her own. This first one that we're going to take a look at is a prime example. I had no idea of what we were going to be seeing. I had no idea of the floor plan, no idea of the price. We find out the price on the viewing, so I'm going to reveal the price to you in the same way that I learned it while doing the viewing. Buckle your seatbelt. Y'all might need it on this one. This villa was in a slightly more remote place. When I say that we were driving around in circles, it actually took us a while to find this one. It was still somewhere along the coastline, but you couldn't see the sea from the roof. Once we were able to finally find the villa, it had started raining a bit. This villa was situated in this large plot of land. So you see here in the front, there's a long pathway that leads to this little house in the middle of the plot. The vegetation was nice, but the house itself was not very large, as you can see. It had this large wraparound veranda in the front, on the sides, and there's a large plaza-like veranda in the back. The house itself is not quite big. When I was browsing on Idealista and Immobiliare, the Italian property websites, a lot of times I would find these villas that would have these large verandas, but the actual living space itself was kind of small. Those villas tended not to make my short list, but this was a surprise villa that Anna took us to see. So just kind of off the bat, I was a little bit underwhelmed, but you gotta go into these things with an open mind. Alright, so entering through the front door, I don't know if I can even say that this is the foyer, but basically what you see is the villa. You step into the front door and you got, oh my god, what? Like, look at my face. I'm so unamused. You walk in and you have the living room, the kitchen, the dining area. It's just all in that one room, all in that one space. So here we are now, going into the first bedroom. If I haven't mentioned it before, when we were doing these viewings, I had no idea that I was going to do an entire YouTube series the way that I am now. So the footage in this is not amazing. Hopefully, if you've been with me this far, you can stick it through the shaky footage. Here you have a glimpse of that plaza-like veranda that I was telling you about that you have in the back of the house. Unfortunately, the only footage we have of that back veranda is from within inside the house. And then you have a second room here, a bit smaller, but I guess they do still have a double bed or two twins pushed together, perhaps, in that room.
The point of view from which the subject of stained glass is approached in these chapters relieves me happily from the very difficult task of determining the date or the whereabouts of the remote origin of colored windows and the still remoter beginnings of glass itself. The briefest summary of scarcely disputable facts bearing upon the evolution of the art of window making.
Really doing a quite intentional job of also filming the ceilings to see if there's any water or leak damage we need to look out for.
would seem to have been known to the Chinese as long ago as 2300 BC, for they were then already using astronomical instruments of which the lenses were presumably of glass, of coloured glass. There is yet earlier record. Egyptologists tell us that at least 5, if not 6,000 years ago, the Egyptians made jewels of glass. Indeed, it is more than probable that this was the earliest use to which stained glass was put, and that the very raison d'etre of glass making was a species of forgery. In some of the most ancient tombs have been found scarabs of glass in deliberate imitation of rubies and emeralds, sapphires and other precious stones. The glass beads found broadcast in 3/4 of the globe were quite possibly passed off by Venetian traders upon the confiding barbarian as jewels of great price at all SGB too.
Because maybe there was some other properties where you were starting to list all these issues in your head about like, oh, that's just this, then you see a property like this, which you really are not feeling that much.
Events, glass beads, according to Sir John Lubbock, were in use in the Bronze Age, and if we may trust the evidence of the etymology, the days are perhaps as ancient as preying apart from trickery and fraud. To imitate seems to be foible of humanity. The Greeks and their Roman successors made glass in imitation of agate and onyx and all kinds of precious marbles. They devised also coloured glass coated with white glass, which could be cut cameo fashion, akin to glass much used, though in a different way, in later medieval windows. The Venetians carried further the pretty Greek invention of bending vitreous threads of milky white for colouring clear glass, the most beautiful form of which is that known as Lotiacelli or Reticelli, reticulated or lace glass, from the elaborate twisting and interlacing of the threads. But nothing certain seems to have known about Venetian glass until the end of the 11th century, although by the 13th the neighbouring island of Murano was famous for its production. The Venetians found a new stone to imitate eventually, and they imitated it marvelously.
So
far, however, glass was used in the first instance for jewelry, and in the second for vessels of various kinds. Its use in architecture was confined mainly to mosaics, originally, no doubt, to supply the place of brighter tints, not forthcoming in marble of the use of glass in windows. There is not very ancient climate of Greece or Egypt, way up front there in Scandinavian Dracula Newman, Pompeii, size slice of window glass, not a very perfect manufacture, apparently cast, and probably
I can't even tell you how many square meters this is, but it's a lot. That olive grove was big, okay? It was big. Am I trying to slowly transform myself into a Donna Italiana living her best dolce vita in the south of Italy? Yes. Am I trying to become an olive oil magnate that is tending the fields of her olive grove day in and day out and bottling up all this olive oil to export out to all these countries that gonna be putting all these kind of tariffs on me anyways? No. That's not happening. So we are looking in Puglia for a lifestyle, right? That lifestyle does not include tending to the fields of Olive Gardens. Just saying. Your girl is trying to elevate into a next level of soft life, not hard labor, tilling the fields until she can get some olive oil to send out to make some money. We're trying to make rental income, not olive oil production income, okay? But once again, listen, let me tell you something. Anna is my girl. She would always go above and beyond to make sure that not only we had the best experience with these viewings, but that we got out of the weekend what we needed. That we were effective, efficient, productive, and that we reached our goals. And trust me, at the end of the weekend, we did reach our goal. Stay tuned for future episodes. But yeah, this was just a no. This was just a dead no. Appreciate seeing it though. But we moved. This next villa was on my list, okay? But you still need to hold on to your butts for this one because this one was also a bit of a ride. Okay, so this next villa, it had made my short list of the villas that I wanted to see when we were in Puglia. This was listed at 179,000 euros and was about a 5-minute walk to the beach. Though this villa made my viewing short list, it was at the bottom of my list. I was interested to see what it offered, but I just felt like The villa itself was spread out across 2 floors, and it was just a lot of house, and I felt it was going to be too big for us. That said, I still wanted to see it, and I mean, the pictures looked great, and also, you know, the finishings on the exterior of the house, these listing photos, like, was gorgeous. Look at these verandas, partially covered with a pergola that has beautiful vines and flowers intertwined throughout the pergola. I think that when people think of a villa in the Mediterranean, these are the images that they have in their mind. So I definitely wanted to see for myself. Now, when we got there, that beautiful stone, the beautiful pergola, all of that was there, but you know, because the weather wasn't amazing, it was like a bit of a kind of experience. Not as beautiful blue skies as the listing photos, but we can't fault the owner or the selling agent for that. This is another property that I didn't have a floor plan for. As we do the viewing, I will do my best to kind of orient you with where we are on the property. So we've entered through the front and have just made our way directly around the side of the house to the back. This guy, this property agent that showed us this villa was a character. When I was a teenager and I would watch Real Housewives of New Jersey, like season 3, 4, I think. This agent reminded me of Kathy Wakili's husband, Rich. This agent looked just like him, and the energy was similar. Like many villas that we've seen already, this villa also came with a pizza oven and a barbecue. The outer areas of this property were very beautifully landscaped, well taken care of, and yeah, a lot of tile, again, not much green space, but it's like they tried to integrate plants and vegetation where they could. Had an outdoor shower, just like many of these villas tend to have. And there's also a sink over there. It's a little bit interesting, you know, like this, I think they put the sink there because on the other side of that wall by the outdoor shower is a bathroom. But the reality is if you're barbecuing or doing pizza in the pizza oven, do you really want to go into the shower to have to use a sink to like clean your dishes and stuff? It's a little bit strange. So now we've come back around to the front of the house. You had an entrance into the first apartment unit of this villa.